afternoon, children. Welcome to online class session 22. Previous session, we discussed about anti-colonial movement in Africa, racist policy against the blacks, South Africa during the World War I. Today, we are going to learn about the political development in South America, European colonization and its impact of Napoleonic invasion, the Monroe Doctrine, emergence of middle class, and the Great Depression in South America. First, we go and see the political development in South America. Before the European discovery of America, three centers of civilization existed there in Mexico, in Central America, and Peru in South America. The Maya, the Inca, and the Aztec civilization were highly advanced. There were several states in each of these areas of civilization. Well-organized and strong government existed. Around the 11th century, large cities formed into a league of Mayapan civilization of Native Americans, that is, American Indians. For over 100 years, the League of Mayapan culture lasted. Though the Mayapan was destroyed toward the close of 12th century, other cities to be continued. Aztecs from Mexico conquered the Maya country in the 14th century and founded their capital at the city of Tenochtitlan. For nearly 200 years, the Aztec ruled their empire. So, Maya culture and Aztec culture developed in South America during this period. Next, the European colonization and its impact. In the 16th century, around 1519, when the Aztecs were at the height of their power, the whole empire collapsed before a handful of adventurers led by a Spaniard named Hernan Cortes. Mexican civilization collapsed within the city of Tenochtitlan also perished. This is one of the world's worst genocides. The other famous conqueror was also a Spaniard by the name Francisco Pizarro, who led the conquest of Incan Empire. Later, the Spaniard made Peru a part of their dominions. The Aztecs were the military nation. They had military colonies and garrisons and network of military roads. There was outward security and peace in the empire. But people were ruthlessly oppressed and exploited. But the 18th century, demand for political freedom, administrative autonomy, and economic self-determination was articulated throughout Latin America. There were bloody conflicts between Haitian slaves, colonized, the armies of British and the French colonials. This struggle was led by Toussaint Louverture during 1791 to 1804, ended in the Haitian people's independence. Haiti became the first Caribbean country to throw off slavery and French colonial control. So when the arrival of Europeans in South America ended the Maya and Aztec culture and their civilization also collapsed. Next, the impact of Napoleonic invasion in Spain and Portugal. The American and French Revolution provided inspiration to the Latin Americans. The Napoleonic invasion of Spain and Portugal in 1808 quickened the process of liberation struggle in South America. Already, the spirit of independence was growing under the leadership of Simon Bolivar, called El Liberator. In the case of Brazil, the Portuguese royal family, in the context of conquest of Portugal by Napoleon, fled from Lisbon and thereby assisted the transition of Brazil from colony to independent nation. Pedro I, renouncing the claim to Portuguese throne, declared independence of Brazil. So likewise, Brazil became independent from the Portuguese power. Next, the Monroe Doctrine. The fight for independence intensified when Napoleon fell in 1850. Some of the European kings wanted to help the King of Spain to crush the revolutionaries in South American colonies. But Monroe, the President of USA, came up with his famous Monroe Doctrine. He declared that if Europeans interfere anywhere in America, whether north or south, it would amount to waging a war against the United Nations. So this threat frightened the European powers. So by 1830, the whole South America was free from European domination. Thus, US protected the South American Republic from Europe. But there was no one to protect them from the protector, the United States. So Monroe Doctrine protected the South American countries from European domination. Next, the disunity among the Latin American nationalists. Latin American nationalists fought not only Spain and Portugal but also each other. In 1821, Central America ceded from Mexico. The Central America itself split into 5 republics: Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Uruguay split from Brazil in 1828. In 1830, Venezuela and Ecuador ceded from Gran Colombia, the republic created by Bolivar. So likewise, the Central American countries, they split into many parts and become independent. Next, the US imperial interest. At the dawn of 20th century, the United States had occupied Cuba and Puerto Rico after defeating the Spanish in 1898. From 1898 to 1902, Cuba was under US military rule. When the Americans finally left, they retained a naval station in Cuba. The US also retained its right to intervene the Cuban internal affairs. President Theodore Roosevelt's attitude to Latin American countries was summed up in the words, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." The Monroe Doctrine had barred European interference in the affairs of American continent. And Roosevelt made an important amendment to the doctrine in 1904. It authorized the US intervention in Latin America in order to maintain order. After effecting this amendment, the US became the dominant influence not only politically but also in economically. So Cuba was long time under US control. Next, the emergence of middle class and working class in South America. The independence movement facilitated transfer of political authority, but it endangered no social or economic change. With the masses excluded from the decision-making processes, politics became the preserve of oligarchic families and military cliques. From the middle of 19th century, the oligarchy republics based on alliance of regional elites began to operate. Brazil remained an exemption until the monarch fell in 1889. With the political stability and the economic opportunity, the country received large number of migrants from southern Europe. Economic growth, urbanization, and industrial growth in countries like Argentina, Chile, Brazil, and Mexico helped to consolidate the hold of middle class and the emergence of militant working class organization. At the same time, the American power and the wealth came to dominate Central and South America. When a middle class emerged in South America, a lot of political changes took place in the society. Next, the Great Depression in South America. The situation created by the Great Depression made it impossible for oligarchic regime to accommodate the rising expectation of several assertive groups. In Mexico, there was violent social protest involving dissatisfied segment of the oligarchy, middle class intellectuals, and peasant communities. Elsewhere, electoral reform enabled newer social groups to obtain political power through the ballot box. The Latin America protested American intervention and disliked the dollar imperialism. The opposition of political intervention produced a change in US policy after 1933. Franklin Roosevelt, in his Good Neighbor policy, agreed that US would not intervene in the internal affairs of any state and would give economic and technical assistance to Latin America. So, dollar imperialism is the term used to describe the policy of USA in maintaining and dominating over the distant land through economic aid. The Monroe Doctrine prevented South America from European powers, where Franklin D. Roosevelt policy would give economic and technical assistance to Latin America. That's all for today's class. Thank you, children.